Solar eclipses, lunar eclipses, eclipses anywhere around the world. It happens in our day of times. It's part of the cycles of life in this system we call the Matrix, the game, if you want to call it, the planet Earth. Yes, on the 8th of this month, actually, it's a couple days away, we are going to experience a lunar eclipse itself, actually a solar eclipse, where the moon and the sun are going to come together and it's going to be complete darkness at this time. There are so many different speculations going around in this world of what's about to happen during this eclipse, what could happen, what's the propaganda, what all is going to fall apart, if it's going to happen or not. Some say revelation, some say maybe it's the 40-day warning. Who knows? I don't know. What I do know is that NASA does plan to shoot off 3 rockets during this eclipse towards the eclipse, named after a serpent god, that is correct, with the intent to try to figure out how this disrupts our rockets in the air, biometric pressures, and all this other stuff. Yada, 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 yada. On top of that, we have our great, wonderful, dark magic warriors over there in Sweden going to start up CERN, that is right, the Hadron Collider. They're going to start it up. They're going to try to open up a black hole during this event, which they've already said that they have noticed 4D beings already in this realm. They can't explain it. But it gets deeper than that too as well. We also have a comet flying by that we won't see again for 70 years, and it's going to be visible to the naked eye during this eclipse, and it's called the Devil's Comet. 3 coincidences already going on, man. I don't believe in coincidences, let alone National Guard is going to be deployed, got state of emergency all across these things, schools are canceled, earthquakes are happening, and well, you know, the vibration is going up and down. But I just didn't want to kind of put my sense in the beginning of this. I have a few videos that I would like you to enjoy, and I'll come back and talk about it. So enjoy.
Everyone's heard about the solar eclipse on April 8th, but what else is happening coincidentally on the same day? On the same day, exactly 100 years ago, Aleister Crowley reportedly made contact with a demon called Aiwass. Crowley went on to write an entire book going into detail about this encounter called the Book of Law. Then on the same day, NASA plans to fire 3 rockets named Serpent Deity at the eclipse for quote-unquote scientific purposes. And on top of all this, a comet named Devil's Comet will become visible for the first time in 71 years on the same day as the eclipse.
Because we've got the Eclipse earthquake coming up on Monday. As Deborah Ross was telling us, it's going to be a transformative experience for anybody who is in the area of totality.
Let's talk about the coincidences happening on April 8th at the time of the total solar eclipse. All of these are fact. You can look any of these up. So first off, NASA is firing 3 rockets into the moon's shadow at 3:33 p.m. These rockets will be launched from Virginia, and the purpose of this is to study the effect of decreased sunlight on the Earth's ionosphere, which is basically the barrier that separates our atmosphere from space. This rocket project is nicknamed APEP, which stands for this. But weirdly, APEP is also the name of this ancient Egyptian deity, which was considered the demon of chaos, and its enemy was Ra, the sun god. This deity's whole mission was to devour the sun and plunge Earth into total darkness. So that's weird, right? But also, Egyptians were so afraid of this deity that they always depicted it being slain by another god because they thought that depicting it alone would only add to its power. Also happening on April 8th is the CERN particle accelerator is being fired up for the first time in 2 years. The last time this happened, it caused a hole in the magnetic field, and this is being fired up at the same time that 5 planets are aligned and at the height of solar wind prediction. The CERN particle accelerator's whole mission is to study dark matter, basically what came out of the Big Bang. So something that's never been able to be recreated. They're trying to figure out where everything comes from. And then there's this dude. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name. I made a video about this, but it got flagged for misinformation. So just look up what this dude predicted for the solar eclipse. I can't say it in this video. This is the path of the total solar eclipse, and it's expected that the crowds are going to be so crazy that if you're going, bring a ton of food and water because these are all mostly rural towns and they're probably not prepared for these kinds of crowds. Are you traveling for the solar eclipse? And let me know what you think in the comments. Personally, I don't think anything bad's going to happen. I just think all of this is really interesting. I will also be posting a video about how to manifest during the solar eclipse, so follow for more like this.
There you go. That was kind of a snippet of a little bit of people's minds about it, but yet the people's minds are telling you on this screen. You can look up all this, and it is on paper. It is factual. They are launching rockets. They are doing CERN. It is. It's national guard. It is what it is. That is correct. Now, what do I feel about this? Yes, they are trying to do something demonic. They are trying to bring in the fourth D, third D demonic entities. CERN has already found the fourth D demonic energies. They've already opened it up. They figured out they're trying to do a black hole. That's why NASA's going to shoot rockets. They're trying to stop something else from coming in. Now, I want you to think about something else coming in when they're trying to bring something in. Think about Terminator. You know, they had sent one to kill Sarah Connor. They've kept one to protect Sarah Connor. You can go either fourth, you know. They bring in one, we got to bring in one. They want to bring in some more the devil or some kind of demonics, we bring in the warriors. That's how that works. That's why they're shooting rockets in the sky to stop us from bringing in our energy. That's that part. Get it how it is. There's also this whole polar shift shifting around going in. That's also a lot to do with it. Now, you also got to remember, ladies and gentlemen, we've always been taught that there is only one sun and one moon. Get it? There's more than one sun. There's more than one moon. That's why this eclipse seems so weird, because none of it lines up. Well, you got to think of the fact that there are two of each things going around in the sky, and not circle or pendulum kind of way if you want to look at it. So it's going to be a new sun with a new moon. Who knows? I don't know. Will there be complete darkness for 3 days? I don't know. You know, I don't know. It's biblically written, if you want to say it, because it is going over a lot of biblical towns, this whole eclipse. It's basically kind of was like Noah's little thing to show that Noah's or Moses' thing of the 40-day kind of warning of what's about to happen. Are we going to start seeing things? Yes. Everybody's starting to see things. Right? People are starting to see plasma phenomenons, ghosts, if you want to call it, spirits, entities. That's because right now the veil is wide open. The veil is completely open. We're going to see everything. You got to understand that this energy is shifting us into a 5D Venice. If we see it, we're going to see it. It is kind of a revolution or a revelation, but it's not revelations, it's a revolution. Energy's got to go. Nobody's going to get left behind, ladies and gentlemen. The ones who can't see it, the ones who aren't awake, they're not going to even know. You know, the ones who are awake are we're going to events. Now, with all that said, be prepared. I truly don't know what's going on. I feel the energy. I feel the energy. The energy is off the charts right now. It's whack. It's off kiln. I'm telling you. And for me as a spiritual warrior, as an empath, and feeling the energies, I know a lot of y'all feel it too. I don't want you to worry about it. This is the time to release everything that does not have to do with you. Now, with all that said, remember that the wicked are always going to try to keep us shut down. They're trying to keep us distracted. They're always going to make sure we don't see it through our third eye, ladies and gentlemen. This is the whole thing, what they're trying to do. If shit does hit the fan, you know where to go. We are protected. Trust me, the divine is protected. The warriors are out to call. This is what it is. But I want everybody to be prepared because the inevitable can happen. You can't think that won't happen because we have to prepare for the worst and hope for the best. I hope this brings a little light of what's about to happen on the 8th this month, this good old solar eclipse. It's going to be a phenomenal change. We're going to see things in the skies we've never seen before. That's why we're supposed to keep our mind open and our eyes there too as well, because we're going to see everything, ladies and gentlemen. With that said, please stay safe, stay blessed, and stay protected. Love y'all to death. Namaste.
I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you. A world without rules and controls, without borders or boundaries. A world where anything is possible. Where we go from there is a choice I leave to you.